Gonna make sure the tweet went out. Because we're gonna stream Baroque. There we go. Uh-oh. Oh, shoot. Cute pic crew going around and people making good ones. I made a cute one with a burger. That's me. It's basically me. If I'm not holding a burger, then really what's it worth? What's it worth, you know? That's that's how I feel. I'm gonna wait a little bit for people to come in. I did put the tweet out. I should probably link it somewhere else too. In fact, I think I know what Discord I should definitely link this in, because this is definitely of that interest. This specific game we're playing tonight is one of my personal favorites. It's kind of a weird one though too, and I should probably explain my history a bit with it too. Though my history with this game is pretty easy to understand. Okay. Just sorta. Give it a little bit of time here before people come in. And personally, I think my title is perfect, so that's what I'm gonna go ahead and go with. Because, you know, if it ain't Baroque, then you really should fix it. Let's give it some time here before people come in. So I'll explain a little bit for the YouTube. What's going to happen here tonight is that we're going to play Baroque, and I'm going to explain a little bit about Baroque as well. This is going to be a little more, still be kind of casual, but I am going to explain a little bit more about how to progress this game from the kind of the beginning, and how to really sort of start into. There's one big major hurdle that I kind of think, if I'm going to give this game a recommendation, I should probably explain that specific progress hurdle. Because once I found out, I was like, holy crap, I know how to get through this game now. It's still a tough game. This is actually one of the tougher probably one of the tougher roguelikes I could recommend. It being probably my favorite roguelike, I should probably explain it a little bit. So it's really funny, is I still have my case. I bought the game on release day in North America, and I still have my receipt from that. It was so it was April 9th, 2008. So it could have been that day, or it could have been like the day after, because sometimes that would have happened. I wouldn't be able to go that day. I had to go pick it up on the next day. But so it was around that time. So yeah, this is at game. This is actually at a GameStop. I picked this one up. I actually pre-ordered this, I remember, and I paid $39.99 for it. So that was the price it came out for the Wii version of Baroque. This game came out on 2 systems in North America. It came out on Wii and PS2. The only main... I still recommend the Wii version of the game, only because it has 16:9 mode, and for people who want that, and It's also a cheaper version. The PS2 version is a little more uncommon. And I do recommend just the Wii version overall, because you might have a Wii. You might have a PS2, though, too, so it's not that big of a deal. There is another version. This is actually a remake as well, so this is not just Baroque. This is... Baroque Wii is actually a remake of Baroque, which was a PS1 and Sega Saturn game. That version, I know, is getting a remaster on Switch. I'm pretty sure it's Japan only right now, but nonetheless, I think that's something that should be interesting to see. Because I know Yggdrasil Union got released on Switch, and that's another Sting game. So this is from Sting, by the way, the developer, who's actually probably one of my favorite developers too. But I think enough about that. Let's go ahead and set this up, and we can go ahead and get going here. I'm gonna play this hella good intro. Hey June, it's Baroque time. Let's go. We're gonna go. I was actually waiting to see if anyone who'd show up tonight. I'm sure the people will. I'm gonna let the intro play, and I explained a little bit about Baroque. A little bit, but this is so I'll explain. This is actually a remake. Baroque Wii is a remake of the PS1 and Sega Saturn game Baroque. That was a Japan-only release. That version of the game is getting a remaster for Switch in some point in the near future. I'm pretty sure, though, that's going to be Japan-only. So I'm going to go ahead and let this go. I'm just gonna play this intro. I'm gonna be silent, and I'm just gonna let this soak. So, yeah, that's the coolest shit. That track is so good. That intro is so good. There's a lot in that intro. Like, I won't lie. There's a lot of story stuff in that intro that I ain't gonna explain. So, actually, I cleared out a save file for myself, because I am gonna start fresh doing this, because I think the best way to see Baroque is to start the game from the very beginning and just kind of show it. Because I will explain, if I'm gonna give this game a recommendation, I'm gonna explain one thing as we go through the story, like how to progress through this game's story. Yeah, that's a 2009 save. Yeah, this game, there's a lot. And I pulled this game out a few months ago too, and just kind of went through some of it again. I think the best way to describe this game, though, is to kind of just let it go. And let it keep going. Let's see here. I wanted to make sure of one thing before I went on, though. Hey, Poncho, how you doing? You're gonna watch Tom go through a game. Only 5 name slots. That's okay. I'll just do what I usually do. Best solution.
His EEG readings are moving violently.
Increase the barbiturate sedative.
I'm getting changes in sections E4, T4, and the multiple temperance way.
Displaying pattern with MRI. Administering the receptor inhibitors.
Brain Man. So that was a great intro, wasn't it?
You aren't supposed to come here. Go to the Neuro Tower.
Okay. Double check my... Just double check a couple things real quick. That should be alright. Oh boy. Oh boy, do you want to...
You aren't supposed to.
I know, I know. I'm just looking around.
Wow! That's what I hear from the Neuro Tower.
My eyes keep twitching and it won't stop.
The false angels are saying, go to the Neuro Tower.
You're an eyesore. Please leave, goddammit.
That's also a good NPC. They're all good NPCs.
It seems you have difficulty speaking. Well, even though you are flawed, you are fortunate to even be in this shape. Is your memory damaged as well? You must learn what you must accomplish. Do you understand? Head for the bottom floor of the Neuro Tower. That is your mission. Use it. There is meaning in you using it.
Alright. So it's gonna start
Can you hear
here.
my voice? I hope you can come to where I am soon.
Make sure I get everything on this floor. That's our opening floor. It's gonna be the same way every time. Let's see what we got. Actually, we got 2 leather coats. Put that, and we have that. We want to... I'll save it for now. Okay. Haha! Yeah! Good. Add the soundtrack to your watch later. So, actually, there are 2 soundtracks in this game. The original game is a different soundtrack. That's a Hitoshi Sakamoto soundtrack. I do need a good weapon. There is a large gun strapped to my back. I recommend not using that. least not right now. Okay. Let me actually get my map up. There we go.
Who will disappear?
Well, that was weird. No, this is not Pandora's Tower. This is Baroque. This was a 2008 release
The bottom floor
for
here
North
is
America.
400 cubits underground. Don't die. Come down and burn your duty into your brain.
Wait a minute. Pandora's Tower, I actually like pretty alright. Though it has been a while. I pretty much played when it came out. I forgot that got a Wii U release. Let's see what run this gives me here. So this first section of the game is sort of a training. The dungeon right now is only a certain number of floors. And the game is not giving me a weapon. Dragon Cord is cool. Do not... Yeah, Dragon Cord is cool. Interesting. That's a weapon. The big gun is a weapon. It is a weapon with 5 bullets.
I am Urim.
I am Tumin. You're almost to the bottom floor, but I don't know what will happen.
Now you must hurry to the bottom floor.
Alright, so to explain a little bit here, that gun on my back is a weapon. However, we actually want to save its 5 bullets. We actually only need 1 bullet, really, but we can use it. Any enemy attacked with that gun will be destroyed instantly. But there is a... We do only have 5 bullets with it, so... I will use it if I need to, but I don't really need to in this first part. I'm actually avoiding fighting things right now just because I do not have an actual weapon. And there's that. I do have another weapon, though, and I'm going to use it. There we go. Another disc box. Okay. Here's the exit. Yo, there we go. Actually doing pretty well. Yeah, it's a little surprising that there is just like a new soundtrack, but it's a really good. It's still good. So, the developer of this game, and the original game, of course, too, was Sting. There we go, finally. It's a junk sword, but I'll take it. Sting, who has made several various RPGs that I love. Baroque just happens to be one of them as well. You don't want to do damage with that. It's a junk sword. This game thinks it's funny. What does halftime do? Halves of normal status durations. Okay, awesome. Okay. That's a brand. Hold up, if I see a thing, I can take that with me.
use that gun!
Seed real quick. Helps at least with more time. So there are 2 meters we have to worry about. That VT meter up there is a timer, basically. As that goes, as the dungeon we go through, that goes down. If we do happen to lose that, our HP will start draining instead. And that is basically it's basically a hunger meter in a typical, roguelike fashion, but maybe a little more it's about as stressful as it. So this game is entirely a stress test, and just how a run will go just kind of depends on how well you can manage, and also a little bit of luck, because this game can throw things at you without mercy. Now, the original game is a first-person game, but it's still real-time like this game is. It kind of looks like Doom if Doom were a roguelike RPG. That's maybe the best way to put how the original game is sort of. It does not control as well as Doom, though. Don't go into it thinking it's gonna be a Doom game or a Doom clone of some kind. But it certainly has that similar aesthetic. Maybe even colder, colder though. Like, Doom looks warm and fuzzy compared to it, I think. So, actually...
Remember your duty. Shoot the angelic rival at the bottom floor and purify the world.
That's a successful run.
Administering the receptor inhibitors.
Prolactin decreasing.
Increasing the dosage amount.
This one's a failure too.
No, eyeball reaction is up.
They're moving too fast.
Administer GER into the ventricle.
It's no use. Let's move on to the next one.
No, wait. Administering quasi-cellular. His spasming is subsiding. It's working.
Won't part of his simulation remain residually?
He'll think it's just a prophetic dream.
We follow the same pattern as the consciousness simulation.
You think the implanted memory will hinder him?
Should we re-inject some CCK?
There's no need for that. It's too hard to live in this world without some sort of a Baroque. Besides, he's regaining consciousness. Now go wherever you want. This will be your real atonement for your sin.
Well, that was weird, wasn't it? So, like I said before, the first run is sort of a trial. Just a trial run of how you're going to handle things. Now that we've progressed this far, the main dungeon, the Neuro Tower, is now 16 floors. At first, it was only up to 400 cubits. It's now down to 1,600 cubits. So our next goal is that we want to actually get down to that 1,600. But there are other things we have to do in order to get the dungeon to expand. And I'll explain a little bit of what to do with it. I might even, if I get far enough, I could show it, and what exactly to do to sort of progress. But our goal is to interact with the NPCs enough that they will do things that it will give us their idea seraphs, and that is what we're really going for here. Your VT does go down as you enter here, but there's a healing disc right in front of the dungeon, so I'm not too worried about showing things off.
Picking up items is my hobby, though I can only hold 5 items.
So,
Please don't cause me any pain right now. I haven't picked up any of your items.
so the main thing that we can carry is we can drop items in the dungeon into consciousness orbs, and we can actually.
Itemless got 10 items filled in. He's gonna make it so that the bag on my head can hold 10 items.
This kid right here will actually pick up items outside the dungeon for us to keep. Those items that we drop into those will be stored, and we can do it. I'll show off what those actually look like, because the game does not tell you what they look like. There are some other NPCs here, though.
Quite a rare thing to have a customer in this day and age. I am but a vacant being filled with the Baroques of others. I do not have a name, so you may call me what you like.
I will say that we're not actually going to be holding on to any kind of status buffs or any kind of upgrades. It's only basically what items that we can kind of pull from every run is that we can handle. And also stuff that you actually... You then save with the consciousness orbs. I will show what one of those look like. I said, it's a little complicated. Now, this guy can actually take us through some trial dungeons and do kind of a tutorial. It's good to run through if you kind of pick this game up, if you want to kind of run through a little bit. See, there are actually monsters outside. You can die out here. It's hilarious.
The members of the religious order of Malkuth said, the consciousness orbs gather at the bottom floor. There the world is delivered, and from there the world is released. The false angels are saying, the Neuro Tower is a sanctuary. It protects us, and we must protect it.
Horns? Who are you? Are you saying what I'm thinking? Stop that. Please, stop.
Have you seen the weird guy over there? The guy who has some sort of music instrument on his back? Can you not stare?
Actually, long neck there is our key.
My imitation wings may be too small to notice, but I am still a member of the Malkuth. The Archangel told me not to let you in, so I can't let you in.
How's your memory? It seems you have difficulty speaking, but we must consider it fortunate that you are even in this shape. You should have already learned what you must do. You understand, don't you? What you must do? Or do you know what you must do to atone for your sin in the real world? Use it. Do not give it to anyone. There is meaning in you using it.
Alright, so let's see if the game will actually do be nice to me this time. Okay, it's a little nice. Ooh, unlucky. And a rose sword. Okay. I'm actually using a lucky sword. The rose sword is something that can paralyze enemies, but can paralyze me too. But I have the antidote wings, which prevents paralysis. Interesting. Okay. Those are both interesting drops this time. The other thing that's going on here is that there is some there is story stuff going on that does save over every run. That's not like every run. The runs are doing like a dungeon run is like not like the end all be all. To progress the story, we may have to die, or we may have to complete it, or we may have to complete the dungeon once. So there's a few more things happening here. If I can show a little bit of how this game is going to work, I'll do that. I did actually have to remind myself, how do you progress the story the first time? They're like, okay, yeah, that's right. It was either completing the dungeon. Now, though I do find the exit there, there are things on the floors of each floor that we do actually kind of look for. So I think I will keep on this floor for a little bit, but I know where the exit is at least. So if I need to get out of here fast, I can.
Do you remember our scar? Have we forgotten that scar?
Well, that was weird. What's on this floor? That's pretty much it. I think so. The other thing too is that you can save after every floor, and you can keep your save there if you want to. You do not have to save if you die. If you want to try that floor again, you can absolutely do that. So it is not it's not as strict, I'd say, as some other roguelikes are. Though it is still a game that can do things to you if it feels like it. What does the rubber do? Lightning attacks. Also, your equipment does show on your character. The equipment is something that does change based on what you have it clicked on. It's nice actually to see in a game like this. In a budget game like this, because this was a $40 release in the US at the time. Where most Wii games were $50 at the time.
Stay. Don't come near me. Bring back the consciousness orbs.
Alright. So, those orbs up there, those are orbs that we can throw items into. If we absolutely want to. I won't do it here. To throw items in this game, you have to hold the R button. You have to have it on here. In fact, let me, I'm gonna throw, I'll show you here. This one I'll do. If you do this, if I can try it. I think this is one of them. Wait, no. There we go. That's a transfer. So when we go outside, when we talk to the bag kid, we will see that item in his stash of items that he saved. You can throw items at enemies as well. That's the reason why you're really throwing them. I was doing that before with those specific bones that damage enemies really well in the previous run. So, Eliza there. I'll talk a little bit about how the progression is here now, I guess. So, when she says that she needs a consciousness orb, she needs a specific one. There we go. We will get that at some point. I don't know if I'm going to get that here today, or if I'm going to show that at all, but I'll kind of, I guess I can explain it more when they get a little further in. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next floor here. That is not an enemy. That is a... I forget his name. It's the, basically, you can repair items with him. That's not gonna help, actually. Seeds. There's a couple of obscure things here, but it just takes kind of playing it over and over again. Then you start actually getting used to it. It is a lot of figuring it out yourself, though. Or, fortunately, nowadays there is actually a good guide that tells you how to do things. That's not good. Sight warp, sight wings.
Do you know about Longneck?
He's the man that starts crying when he sees the cultivating fluid.
He was one of us back then.
I wonder why he ran away.
I am starving. Don't you agree?
Why, yes, I am starving.
Run. And sometimes in this game, just have to run. Just run. That's a good idea. Lust. Oh, no. if I get something with lust, that's a good hilarious status effect. Ooh, good. That was not poisonous. Good. Yeah, some items can also be poisonous, and you have to detect that. Or if they are, oh yeah, it's not charm, it's lust. It's lust. It's straight lust. It's good. It's also very good. If I remember right, pulsating fluid is what we need There are items that can identify other items, though, so... Yeah, you're inflicted. It's... Believe me, it's a trip. If I do get it, I will definitely show it. It's good. You'll definitely see. I'm not sure if I'll run into an enemy that can inflict horny. But it is basically inflicting horny. On you. It's good. What bones are those? Unidentified. Some bones you need, some bones you don't want to eat. Crap. That was a bomb. No, there's like a grainy filter to this game. It's not Twitch. That's the game itself. Let's see. I can do this. It's okay, I've seen that screen a lot. I know it's not it's Baroque that hates me, but Baroque also likes me, so you know, it's not that bad. The dungeon does randomize every time you reload though, so it's not like a thing that's... It's not like a dungeon that is just there, it's randomized. So yeah, unlike most traditional roguelikes, this game is a real time. This game is just real time, and it's just moving whenever it wants to. Oh, cutscene.
You tormented my heart. You don't remember? Oh, God. It was just a game to you? I see. So you were playing? Unbelievable. Not suffering anymore, but... Why? Why didn't you hold on?
So a word about the NPCs and the events here. While the game is randomized, the NPCs that are in the dungeon are on specific floors. So like you'll always run into the NPCs on those floors as we find them. So it's not like that's not randomized at all. So So, as for who the main character is, I don't want to say yet. I don't want to say 100% like, what exactly he is, because there's quite a bit. It's a bit... There's a lot. By the way, this... That's also a conscious orb. If it's spherical, it's a consciousness orb. There's also a lock-on. I don't find it that useful. But, you know, if you want it. It's the L button. I'm using the classic... I'm actually using the Wii's classic controller to play this game. But you can play this with a Wii Remote Nunchuck as well. For the Wii version. There are actually 2 versions of this game. There's also a PlayStation 2 version. That came out at the exact same time. At the same time. I'm pretty sure Japan got both releases as well, but I think the PS2 version came out there first. And if you're looking, if you ever look for this game, though, the Wii version is cheaper by like 20 bucks cheaper, probably. Just because the PS2 version is a little more uncommon. I've typically seen this game for like $8 though, so it is a cheap. It is actually a pretty cheap game from then. I don't know how prices are right now though. To be fair. Granted, I bought this game on release at release, and I still don't regret it. I've gotten plenty of time out of this game for about 10 years. I say that now, I'm like, holy crap, I've had this game for like 10 years. I've played it multiple times. There is an actual ending to Baroque. Getting the dungeon to a specific amount. Leather? Coat? It's an unidentified coat. I am looking for specific NPCs that do show up kind of randomly. That's why I'm sticking around the dungeons a little bit. I do not see any of those, though. So this was the negative 400 cubit last time. The end of the dungeon was there. We'll actually be going to now negative 500. Because the dungeon is now longer. Your goal for the dungeon is to actually get down to a negative 3,900 cubits. Ooh, experience points. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, that's a two-handed weapon. Keep the rose, actually. You only have a limited number of inventory space on the dropping things. Also, fire is bad. But also good, you can cook meat on it. gave me invincible bones, just taking advantage of that for a little bit. Oh, this game is something. Ooh, we got a, Let's see if we can identify one of these items here. It's halftime branding. That's a good brand. Let's... I think this happens in the though, but yeah. Oh well. It's good for now. Start dropping some items here. You can eat your bones. You gotta eat that bones, and then marrow. That's actually marrow fluid. You're actually going to inject yourself with marrow. With that, that's how good it is. You gotta inject yourself with marrow. You got bones. You inject yourself with marrow to get more bones. That's how it works, right? The rifle for now. Ooh, recovery. Alright, good. So the other thing we just got is a torturer. So what this does is actually heal you and the meta beings in the same room by 50 HP. It has either some kind of effect that affects like the whole area. So that's something to kind of keep in mind, that you also heal enemies using it. Also, we are getting experience points by fighting enemies. We're actually level 7 right now. That does reset when you are done with the run. So when we go back to the outside, we will be reset back to level 1. But that's typical. That is typical MO for any kind of one of these. Going a bit more. I am going for that 1600 as always here, but if I don't, that's fine. I'll show some of the cutscenes for that if I don't make it, but you know, it's fine. Ooh, electric. No, this game is mean. I know. So the electric torturer, lightning damage to a wide area. You can use that for a specific, just killing enemies. That's another experience wing. Okay. I have multiple antidotes, so it's a little more fun. game also suffering to play? Absolutely. It doesn't control quite the best sometimes, but it's got its own stuff. Besides, there is actually one more way to play this game that's like kind of amazing, but also kind of awful. I will show that later, though. There is a first-person mode. You know what? Let's just do it. You probably saw in the camera settings. There we go. Yep. For those who do enjoy this the most, you do actually strafe. It's pretty normal first-person controls for like a two. You have the two joysticks. When I say joysticks, you know, control sticks. So you are just using the camera with the left, with the right, and movements all with the left analog stick. So it's right. That feeling when you can't hold that rubber. You're at maximum capacity, you can't hold that rubber. Oh, it's a rotten seed. We don't want to eat that. Now I'll get the rotten seed. Good to you. There we go. So I'm going to real quick let the I want the anime boy to soothe me. Is that okay? Sometimes you need an anime boy to soothe you. See? There we go. Found the enemies. You know what? There we go. Walk into the wrong room. Now I can hold that. I don't know if I torture her. Okay. Go on this floor. I am not finding any of those guys. I didn't save. I'll figure that out.
The scar on your hip. Yes, the big scar under your clothes. That was not caused by the blaze. It's a big scar that you possessed from further in your past. Oh, you unfortunate soul.
There's a little bit of a story background in the manual for this game. The blaze is a disaster that just basically caused an apocalypse of some kind. That is why the world is the way it is. That is why there are meta beings that are transformed. I think they're transformed humans, unable to cope with the changes in the world. Oh shoot, it's burnt. Got good meat though. Crap. Okay. I figured that out. You rip off your face and it's completely understandable, I know. Your body can't hold bones. There's also spike walls. Those start occurring here. Like I said, this game is actually kind of mean. Like, really mean to you sometimes, and just like, no, it doesn't like you, but it does like you at the same time. It wants you to keep playing because it's nice. Compared to other roguelikes that are mean to you. This one's nice to you, but it's also mean to you at the same time. You know how it is. Oh yeah. I'll shoot the box again.
Where is this power that the false angels found? Please tell me if you know. I need to reunite what's inside this box.
Box nerf. Can I give him a box?
Am I to die too? You're going to give me a box? Am I to die?
Ah.
Am I to die too?
Like I said, this game is mean. I'm gonna save here because I like making mistakes. Alright. Ooh, oh shoot, those things. There's the exit. Wow, that's fast. Well, you know, it's... It is what it is. Crap. Storm Sword, not a Thunder Sword. Got the flesh. Sword, I'm gonna have to do something. Ooh. There he is. That's who I'm looking for.
You were okay? I thought you were killed. Thanks to the Archangel. Look at me.
Crap. I found what I was looking for. What am I gonna do? Do this again, because this game is nice and it lets you do this. But the dungeon is different. He'll be all right. Or I can do that. Baroque is being mean to me, as always. Try that again. Man, those guys with the spinny hats. I know those things are rough. Alright. Oh, absolutely. That's what I need. I need that absolutely. Oh, shoot. It's rotten. I know. Ooh, hold on. This I can fix. Perfect. That was lucky. If you want to train yourself from hoarding items in RPGs, this is the game to do it. So you don't want to hold on to things in this game. You just want to kind of keep it all. Coriel Angel again. Yes.
You were okay? If the Debar wasn't interrupted by the Archangel, it would have turned out this way.
Yes, perfect. Got it. I know it looks like we killed him. That's exactly what we did. It's okay. That's what we're supposed to do. can't do much else anyway. So, as you've seen so far, this game is aesthetic as hell. Like, this is a hell of a game. Just in how it looks. It's a very... It does look grainy, but that is deliberate. Though, to be fair, I think part of it not looking amazing is because I am playing on the Wii U. With the HDMI, with an HDMI cable. So I may not look exactly the way it's supposed to, but it still looks fine to me. It still looks about that. Granted, I played this game in a 4x3 television when I did actually play it. Want that seed. After those hearts. Those are actually hearts also. Those, yeah. Those are, yeah. Come on. There we go. So another thing is the environment stuff that you're seeing, like the fire, the spike traps, the things like that. You can use those also to damage enemies. Like that. Those little things you collect just to increase your VT a little bit. Oh shoot, okay. Rare shit, the 900 cubit. Already, we are actually doing pretty well. All things considered, we're doing pretty well right now. So I do want to get to the bottom floor. My VT is good, but my HP is running low. A little bit. I do have a good healing item though still. That's another healing item. I don't go this way at all. Those things cause lust. Now that'll do it. If you have a thunder torture at the same time, that's the correct way to use that. I don't know what this is gonna do. We'll find out. I can use it. Whoa! That was the correct way to use that. Oh, can you turn it into marrow? Okay. That's burnt food. Restores all VT, but halves HP. That's a cleansing. Ooh, that's a good sword. That's a very powerful sword. Those are bones that identify. They let you identify. Crap. That's not good. Welcome to Lust. Remember I said we'd probably see Lust? This is Lust. Oh, it doesn't prevent us from actually being Lust. Not just you. Every enemy and every item becomes one. So every item becomes one of these as well. So you cannot tell enemies from items, and you cannot tell yourself from enemies and items. It's kind of amazing. It's like, it's probably the best way to do the status effect. And there we go. Atonement sword. Is Atonement powerful? It is, but it's a pretty good sword. Okay. That's okay. We're However, you can tell what things look like by their shadows. So, like, even if you are in Lust, you can still look at shadows and see what the enemy looks like, or what the object is that you're actually looking at. All things considered, that's a pretty good floor. That cleansing sword is really good, so I'm gonna use that. So I've been holding on to a parasite the whole time called larva, and it grew into a vital parasite. So I'll go ahead and use that. Still have those invincible bones. My max VT has increased because of that, so that's good. Oh, the hanging ones. These are that's a brand. Unidentified coat. All these things are Lust right now. We're all Lust. Let's all Lust after each other. That sounds like a good idea. We all heal, but I need to heal. Just gonna... Oh, I know what those are. I can't see them because they're lust, but I know exactly what they are. They're the walls. Those things. There they go. Explodes. So hey, look at those. Those look friendly. The other one behind him is shooting the other one. The enemy attacks to affect the other enemies. Oh, there's 3 of them in a row, of course. How are we feeling? There we go. Good design you approve of. Look, I don't want to give you too many ideas for any labyrinths that you may be constructing in the future, but you know, I guess this helps. You know, that'd be good. Maybe. Of course, your games are less combat than anything I make. I use RPG Maker's combat. I'm sorry. I apologize to everybody. Well, just know that this is a game that came out in 2008, and it's doing cool. It's doing some very cool things. It came out on the Wii of all. It came out on Wii. Oh shoot!
The little sometimes tell us things other than pain. They were the ones that told us of your ability to purify. The early distortions of the world must have been the Archangel. Take my water.
There we go. Perfect. No, I want that. I want that. I threw a sword at him that looked like a woman. Isn't that lovely? Ah! That's a wall. It looked like one because I'm currently made to have things look like it. Lust is great. So if anyone walks into stream for the first time, like just into stream just randomly, and they're like, "What the hell am I looking at?" And just be like, "Oh, okay, it's just Baroque." Totally normal. It's exactly what this game looks like. So we're already on a floor 12. We're actually cutting pretty close here. I saw that. Oh. Ooh, yes, yes, yes. I need you. You are what I've been looking for. There we go. Hey, Liana. How's it going? So remember when I said I was going to play Baroque yesterday?
My sin is recorded in this consciousness orb, but I do not have the courage to confess it. I am a coward. My sin is recorded in this consciousness.
Okay, we actually can't do her yet. Oh, welcome to Baroque. We are here and we are about to be probably killed at some point if I keep going. But you know, maybe I'll get lucky and find something to heal me. Not you. You don't heal me. Run away. I think I might be dead soon. Try that. Health is dropping because my VT was 0. I just kind of had to sacrifice something there, and it was some of my HP. I just can't get hit, like by that. They are very hot hallways, but they're not what's causing the HP dropping. That's just me being dumb. But I am recovering now because my BT is up, so maybe that'll help me a little bit. Sometimes eating burnt hearts is good. Always get that. Alright. I'll let the screaming happen a little bit. Crap. No, we're gonna go this way. You don't need to come with me. I'm talking to the enemies like they can hear me. Ooh.
We 12 of the Coriel have all been confined, aside from you. Archangel had the ability to control the consciousness. How did the Archangel?
It's alright, don't worry about it. So yeah, we can save between floors in this roguelike. And we can reload a floor if we want to. That's not good. That's not good. I know what that is. So if a floor kind of goes bad for us, we can actually reload the save if we absolutely need to. But the point of a lot of this game is not to exactly complete the dungeon over once and do it. There is a bit of some puzzle solving that we'll have to do. Crap. They're gonna attack. See, like this, so I'm gonna do this because I actually do want to show off the bottom floor again after doing the second loop here. I say second loop, but it's really the first main dungeon, the first main going through this before expanding the dungeon. And hey, look, enemies are surrounding me. There's the exit, but there's a Coriel member down here. I actually want that. I think I do want to go ahead and grab that orb. So, to kind of explain, this is Baroque for Wii, specifically. Baroque is a 2008 roguelike that came out just because it could on Wii. And if you're wondering why this came out on Wii, I honestly don't know why, but it did, and it exists, and it is wonderful. It is my favorite roguelike. There's not a roguelike that gives me any sort of sensation than this game does. It is wonderful, and it is also... It hates me, but it also loves me at the same time, and I can't deny me loving that. Not like me. You don't like me either. Nothing in this game likes me. Also, if we get hit by that pink cloud that the enemy creates, we will be overcome by lust, and then everything will turn into women. So when I say everything, I mean everything. Enemies, items, and everything. Inject some marrow. Does that make sense? You inject marrow and increase your bones. Goodbye. Yeah, that feeling when you're at max capacity, you can't hold any more bones, you know. It is what it is. It's burnt meat, so it's not the best meat, but it is okay meat. Oh no, it's rotten meat. It'll give you stomach ache. That's good meat. This game is all about handling your meat, it's about handling your bones, and it's about not being smitten by lust, which, you know, is a thing you have to avoid a lot in life. So this was published by Atlas USA in 2008, like I said, but this is actually a remake of a Sega Saturn and PS1 game. That game kind of looks like Doom, but like even colder and more isolated, like more scary than Doom. It's kind of awesome. And if that re-release on Switch that's happening for that version ever happens in North America, I will play it. That's a thing that'll happen. Someone is porting Sting's games over to the Switch. They did the same with Yggdra Union. That was a Game Boy Advance game. And I'd love to see those come to North America somehow. Because more people need to play Sting's games. I love Sting, specific brand of RPG. They have a very interesting take on how story and how mechanics can work for their different types of things. I mentioned Yggdra Union. It's a very cool strategy RPG that has its own take on how that works. If you know After 5, he'll tell you about Yggdra Union. Absolutely. My other favorite Sting game, I have a couple. This is probably my favorite Sting game, but there's also Riviera: The Promised Land, which is a really cool visual novel and turn-based RPG mixture, and it's a Game Boy Advance game. And like, how does that exist? There's Gungear, which is a PSP turn-based RPG that's a little more traditional, but still really cool. So we saw this girl before. This is actually where she is.
You were torn apart twice.
Good. You played Riviera? This is the same developer as Riviera, and Riviera is really cool. It is a favorite. You probably would have guessed it's the same studio. It's a very different look. Baroque came before Riviera. Of course, Riviera was a Wonder Swan game.
Whenever I see you, I feel like my chest hurts.
There's a couple other games you might know from Sting then. If you know Evolution for the Dreamcast, it's Evolution and Evolution 2. And then Evolution Worlds for the GameCube. That's also Sting. And then there's also the DS game Nights in the Nightmare. That is a Sting game as well. So if you know any of those games, they're actually those are all the same. Those are all the same studio. Sting also worked on a few strategy RPG sections for Aqua Plus visual novels. And they've worked on like the strategy RPG sections of many visual novels. But they're not doing much work these days, and I don't know if there's. I'm actually not sure of the status of them right now. Like, if they even exist or not right now. You know what? We're going this way. It's like I've recently played Utawaru Mono. They did the strategy RPG sections for that game. Mask of Deception. For the subtitle. There you go. I won't try to say that name again until I have it in front of me. Okay, we're on 1,500 qubits. That's awesome. I like to use the word qubit. I like the word qubit. That's a neat measurement form. That is the length of the tip of your middle finger to your elbow. The only problem with that measurement is that is different for almost everybody. Alright, we're gonna do this. I have a stomachache, but that's alright. We're very close to the end here. Oh shoot. Let's take a look at that thing, because that thing's awesome. But, okay, we're done. I'm getting out of here as soon as possible. There we go. Yo, guess what I did? That's basically a run. This last floor is not very intense. It does have a few things, though. We're not quite done yet. We can still die. The game can kill us if it absolutely wants to, but we should be all right. I want you. You can only throw one item at a time into a consciousness, into an orb, so that's why I'm not throwing other items into it. And we can only hold 5 items right now from like a new file. Now you can increase that though later. I've already went this way. I'm not paying attention to my map. Why I have the map up? I don't believe there are actually enemies on this floor, though. I think we should be good. Let's see where I was already out. Okay, there's a place here. You can look at the cherub. Anything else I'm gonna take with me?
That's right. This is my state. Due to the blaze. No. Should I say, the anger of God. You drove the absolute God insane and caused the blaze. Everything is your fault. Everything is your sin. Now enter the consciousness orb and head to the bottom. The lunatic absolute God is there. Purify her. That is the way to heal your sin. That is the way to save the world. Now enter the consciousness orb and head to the bottom floor. Purify her absolutely with the angelic rifle.
Is it? Yeah, your health does still tick down. It's great, isn't it? I'm gonna save there because...
Can you hear my voice? I am talking to you through the consciousness orbs. Now shoot the angelic rifle. Purify the deranged absolute God.
I think you realize... I think if you're watching this, you do realize... that there are two choices here.
You have no past to control you. I have no pain to control me, so don't get near me. You'll go crazy.
I think you do realize there are two choices here, right? First, I'll give this... You can view this room now more clearly. So I can do it. Or... Or I can do that instead.
I'm here. Who will die? I don't want to die. Then I will die. Brother! Brother, I should have been the one to die. Let me die instead. I'll die so you live. You can have another chance.
So that's one way to go about it. I actually want to check something out. I just want to check something real fast. If I remember right, I think doing one or the other doesn't do the same thing. We're actually good here. Okay. Look, there's a resume game option.
Are you suffering because you don't know who you are?
I'll say this. Once...
Before the blaze
it'll
happened,
click.
why was it that consciousness orbs were found all around the world? There was a person who said they came from outer space. It seems the Order of Malkuth. You're right. It's better if I disappeared.
Alright. I think that did it.
The conscious... Please, don't cause me any pain. I'll give you back your items. So, please forgive me.
I don't think I can keep these, but... we'll try this.
I'm getting fatter and fatter.
Believe me, we're gonna get to we're gonna get to some things with Long Neck. We actually need him.
Can you
But I need you.
show me the knowledge, protection, a sanctuary, worship and inquisition, and the distortion of the world?
There we go. Can I give you one of these?
No! Maybe I should have fought like the Coriels did. It's better than helping with the cultivation.
The scar on my hip. Why do I have this terrible scar on my hip? Regret, distortion, Archangel, Debar fusion.
My father said, if I must see you distort, then I believe we'd be much happier if we just died together. Marie said, it's said that the idea Sephira is the holder's core.
Actually, if you want to keep something, you can actually throw into one of these. I'm not gonna do. Oh wait, there's it back again. There we go.
I've heard that if you go to the items screen and press the item sort button, the items will become organized.
I don't know who said that. I didn't say it.
Are you in pain? I'm sure you are. You must be suffering from the guilt you have, despite not knowing what sin you've committed. There is a way to heal that sin. You know how to heal your sin. Go to the Neuro Tower. Use it. There is meaning in you using it.
So I'm going to experiment with something here. This is not going to be a serious run into the dungeon here. I want to try something. What's Desperation do? Power goes up as your HP goes down. Awesome. So I'm going to make a run go bad. Good runs go bad. I don't know. That actually sounds like it's something. There we go. Did he do what I think he did? No, he didn't.
You're not getting this. Heart seeds are rare. I actually want to bury it and have it grow into a beautiful flower, but... You're right. It's better if I disappeared. Die! Die, you're right! I'm going to die! Die, die!
He needs to bury himself.
I want a heart seed. I love heart.
So here's actually how the progression works in this game. We have to make Longneck bury himself.
Try throwing items at the twisted ones. There may be some who will give you things. Use what you can. Now go to the Neuro Tower.
He'll bury himself after a specific dialogue. And from what we've heard, I think he's willing to do that soon. There's another way to bury him as well, but I just want to see if I can try to do so. I just forget the exact method. Oh, hey! The moon. Those enemies also drop those orbs as well. That's another thing. If I can't make him do it, that's still fine. I've actually not saved at all until...
I died. You lived. To save yourself, you erased me. My big brother erased me.
It's a kick punch, it's all in the mind. Excuse me, I know Crap the Rapper very well. Oops. I do want to show Longneck burying himself. Will he do that? Crap the Rapper expert, that's good.
I want a heart seed. Love heart seeds.
You appreciate the wonderful place. I actually want to see something real fast. I'm using... My memory is off.
Enveloped in white light. Everybody...
Screams, fear, death, sin. What is this memory of sin?
In his poem, Sakutara Hagiwara said, "Uah! Good evening. Uah! Good evening. Uah! 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 The man of this household is bedridden."
What happened to...
What have I done?
Okay. I was just double checking something. I was purifying a Choreo member, so I'm pretty sure.
The consciousness orb spat out items, so I picked. Please don't cause me any pain right now. I haven't picked up any of your
You don't have
items.
any items for me. That's okay.
You can die if you want to die. You can die as many times as you like.
Interesting. We can die as many times as we'd like.
This world is becoming more and more distorted. Hurry to the bottom floor. There is no other way to atone for your sin. Now use this.
Go. Combo brand. That is not a brand that makes combos. The pretzels. Also, somebody's excuse me, Princess. Liana, I will say this, I actually like the Zelda cartoon. I'm sorry if that says anything about me. I am an apologist for the deep Mario and Zelda cartoons. I'm sorry in advance. If I do make any reference to those, I will. I will absolutely. Okay, that's gonna be a cutscene. We'll see Creepy Kid again.
Our last day together. The moment I was killed still haunts me.
How is my horse in this race? If I said I owned them on DVD, probably. That might explain a lot, actually. Go a little bit more dungeon. I am. I want to find out what I want. If I can keep some meat for a while. I just need to keep my meat. That's what I had to do. Meat. Find Therm. I might be able to do that.
Stay.
Things. There's no cutscene here last time we did this.
Give me pure water. To give birth, pure water. Pure water for my mother who has gone crazy.
Unfortunately, we cannot beat her with a stick. Or maybe fortunately for us. So, this game... So, as you've seen, there are multiple party members asking for various things. This whole game, while it is a roguelike, the main progression is to use the consciousness orbs to get items to various people. And the first kind of main puzzle to solve here is to get... I'll say the first puzzle is the pure water. Our first big one. And to do it, we actually need Long Neck. I will say this, when we, so the people in the coffins that we found in this game, the Coriel members, they're called the Coriel. Coriel, because they're worth it. I'll make the joke now before Liana does, because she will. I know she will. They've already mentioned their water, which is their orb. So that's the hint. That is one hint. I think if we see that cutscene, we may actually let Longneck might be able to bury himself now. But I'll keep going a little bit. There's actually there's one more way to bury Longneck, if I remember. I think it's on this floor. Cremation. Fatality. This floor quite yet. Fair enough. I was just trying to beat you. I was just trying to beat you to it. Just so I don't have to suffer. Hugh, that's who I want.
Do you know about Longneck?
He's the man that starts crying when he sees the cultivating fluid.
He was one of us back then.
I wonder why he ran away.
Also, you notice, they have a face on their shoulder as well. And
I am starving. Don't you have munchy crunchy munch munch munch?
My stomach is...
Now full.
My stomach is...
Now full.
okay. I was sure they would give
My
us some.
stomach...
You cry when you see the cultivating fluid? Yeah. There's a bit there. I've seen most of the cutscenes now. So if I die here, that's fine. Also, we have a fire sword right now. So see, we got nice, interesting weapons. Just a good set of weapons. They're all simple. They're all just swords. Some of them are two-handed. Some of them are one-handed. There's no like other equipment there. This game's got stuff. This game just has good stuff. There we go. As you've seen, this game is wonderful. Munchy, crunchy, munch, munch, munch. Yes!
I have no right to live on this earth. But I find peace in living in the earth. Can you give me a heart seat? I'm a bit hungry. My crystal.
So, hey, I solved the puzzle. Yeah, it was just seeing all the cutscenes in the tower at that point. I apologize. We need that, though. I do apologize for that one. But... So, Longneck here is a very specific Baroque. In fact, we could the Baroque monger. He'll tell us about the Baroque.
You should bring me a... What is this? All I hear is a monotonous repetition of words. I've nothing else to say other than that it is a superb Baroque.
I'm actually just gonna give kind of the, I want to give kind of the start of this, of what to do. Because if I'm gonna recommend this game, I think this is actually good to know. And like the rest of them are not as hard as this one. Yes, actually, Longneck is now permanently dead. But that's okay.
Is that Longneck's crystal? Can I see it? I want to know why he buried himself. Longneck's crystal is saying that if you bury yourself, you can live a straight life. So that's why Longneck seems so comfortable buried.
Now we go back into the dungeon.
In this world, there will be times when you lose sight of what you're supposed to do, but do not worry. This world is changing ever so slightly. The flow is moving. As you are killed, as you die, you will slowly understand. Now, come to the bottom.
Alright. Now it's time to... do the dungeon again. And we're gonna die. Ooh, I gotta move. Ooh, I gotta move again. Maybe if I can... grow over the long neck, huh? Yeah, that's okay. I got a flesh box. What's flesh box do? Contains flesh, but sometimes explodes when opened. I got flesh. Awesome. So I'm gonna do one more little dungeon, not even that long of a dungeon run. I'm probably gonna find Eliza's room and get out of here. I'll take that meat with me. Or that, actually I'll take that moon crystal with me. That's what I'm really looking for. That's from behind. That's who I'm looking for.
Stay. I will bear consciousness orbs. I will bear consciousness orbs and change my crazed mother back.
I transferred moon. Where's the other orb? There it is. No, never know. I have to remember what exactly her deal is. I know it, I don't want to say. She probably does sound familiar. Atlas USA used a lot of the same voice cast for several other games around the time, so you might have a couple of similar casting in this game from, like, say, Persona 3 or any of the other Shin Megami Tensei games with voice acting from around that time. This was 2008, so this was actually before Persona 4 came out in North America. This was April of 2008. Actually, I have my receipt still in the game case from when I bought the game. The main thing is just kind of letting me die here. I'll probably die on this floor. I'll have to find a cool way to die. I don't want like a lame way to die. A dumb way. Let's find a cool way. This is a hot way. That's alright. We did it. Congratulations, we did it. So, I think I'll probably end here pretty soon, but I am going to end on a note of where this game will go. I'll let this sink in. We can enter now.
I've tried copying him, and I buried myself.
What? He came back? He didn't meet the Archangel's image? Lock him in. Close clone laboratory number 2.
Purify us, for Eliza's sake. Use your idea, Sephira. Purify us. This is yours. Your water. Our idea, Sephira.
He
disappeared?
I entered a consciousness orb?
This can't be.
Am I really me?
He was given such powers?
Me.
The Archangel's plan.
No.
The
Us.
world.
What will become of us?
Slowly giving more keys to what is actually going on, and slowly doing separate, slowly learning more about what's going on here. So now we have your idea, Sephira. This is the main character's idea, Sephira. You give this to Eliza on the 15th floor. And after doing that, the dungeon expands from 16 floors to 22 floors. You give that idea, Sephira, to, I believe, the Dr. Angela. Dr. Angelus, who we saw a little earlier. Somewhere down there. She'll actually appear a little bit later. But you have to have a full gun to... You have to have your rifle, your angelic rifle, have the full amount of bullets to even do that. Give her the rifle, and I believe that as well. And then you give... Then you have to purify the littles, and then use their idea, Sephira, on the other girl that we saw. From there. And doing that each time will actually... Alice, that's her name. You keep doing that until you get down to the dungeon down to floor 39 to 3,900 cubits, and from there, once you fuse with the Mad God there, that'll actually end that'll give you that'll give you like the credits ending at that point. You can actually do the rest of the run, I believe, in one go. Like, you don't have to, like, go back into the dungeon or die. You can actually do it in one go if you absolutely kind of plan yourself out and have, like, a good run. But if you do happen to fail and you have to get an item back, you can do that. There is one main ending, but going down to the Mad God at different times, as the story progresses, you will get other endings. The one that we got, not like other endings, but other cutscenes that'll explain more of what's going on. And it'll sort of piece together the story, together what is exactly happened and what is happening. You probably realize that the Archangel does not have the state of the world in mind for whatever it is. Whatever was possibly caused was maybe more or less maybe the Angel's fault. There's a lot more happening with the main character as well. When we saw that cutscene at the bottom, something changed when we saw that cutscene. I don't want to say what, for kind of playing the game more, but something did happen at that point. And if you do that again, the thing will change back. If that makes any sense. I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but progressing through this game and seeing kind of everything with it is there's a lot to it. But in order to get like the actual main ending, what you have to do is give these idea Sephiras, like yourself to Eliza, and then give Eliza's to another character, and then give that one's to another one, and keep the chain going until you get to the end. But if you do happen to die, and you have to like do it again, it's actually really easy to get back to this idea Sephira. Like, if we die and we lose your idea Sephira, we just go back to the lab and get it. It'll be there as an item to pick up. And if we can get Eliza's idea Sephira, if we die with that, you can get that again. So I kind of wanted to kind of show how you have to play. Like, I wanted to give a little bit of caveat to how this game is structured, because you probably would not have figured, like, you would have figured this out eventually, I think. Or at least once Longneck buried himself, and then knowing to either give him a heart seed or just attack him. You know, you can attack the NPCs and kill them if you so wanted to, and get their idea Sephiras and give them to people, or infuse them into your weapons, because you can do that too. There's a lot, but once there's a little bit, you have to... Once there's a little bit, just kind of it opens the door a little bit, and then you can start prying it open more. And I think it's a really interesting game, and just how it handles those death mechanics. And as you die or complete the dungeon, you are given more scenes and more opportunities to see how this game kind of the story that they want to tell here. And I think it's really good. It's its own. It's its own thing, but I think it's a very interesting game. But other than that, or you can play the typing tutor. There is a Baroque typing tutor. It's called Baroque typing. Other than that, though, I think that's pretty much what I'm going to do here for Baroque tonight. We've been going for about 2 hours and 30 minutes, actually. Wow. Actually, that did pretty well. There we go. There we go. So, I think from there, yeah, if there's any Baroque things, there you go. That's kind of how Baroque is handled. So, there you go. It's a very interesting game. Oh, by the way, June, I went ahead and bought, I bought Deep Labyrinth. I got a copy for $15, so I went ahead and got it. A complete copy. So, it'll be here at some point. Yeah, so that's that. I went ahead and found that, so that's good. So yeah, you have soundtracks to listen to. Go have fun. Go have fun with those at least. If anything, you got some good music out of it, and then you got some cool enemy designs. Go look at the enemy designs of this game. There are no bosses in this game at all, so it's just having the, just those enemies and those really cool enemy designs. And look at their, if you get a chance to see their Saturn versions, they pretty much made models out of the Saturn version, the Saturn enemies. So, like, go and enjoy that if you want to. And yeah, I'll try to have fun with Deep Labyrinth when I get it. I think I'll probably be here like next week though. So, I got a little bit of time. Alright, so other than that, I think I'll go ahead and let y'all go for the night. Glad y'all came out to stream, and I'll see you probably around Thursday with something random again. So, thanks y'all for coming out, and have a good evening, or good rest of the day, whatever's starting up for you.